Hello there, welcome everybody. It's Diorama Don here, and in this episode I've made a train tunnel. It could be a road tunnel, it doesn't really matter, but I've made use of my toy train, which I've used on a number of my dioramas. The scale is immaterial really. If you want it bigger, you'll have to make it bigger, and smaller, you'll have to make the sizes smaller. But this is to suit what I've got here. It's just how the principle of how I made it really. So we'll get into the video and I'll show you how I went about making it. In the meantime, please subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell and all will be well. Okay, so let's get on with the video and I'll show you how I went about making it. So I want a tunnel portal. It can be for a road tunnel or a train tunnel. I just happen to have a train. Excuse me, I'm not a neo-Nazi. It's just something from another diorama. Please forgive me. So I don't know what scale this is. It's bigger than HO. Bigger than 00, so I'm just making it to suit what I've got, but obviously you would make it smaller maybe for 00 scale, or bigger if you're making a road tunnel for 135 scale, but all the principles are the same. So I've got a bit of a track and this is going to come through the tunnel like that. Okay, so what you need is 3 of these. Decide how high and how wide you want the tunnel to be, and then a bit either side for either bricks, which is what I'm going to do, small bricks, or for stone. So bricks in this case, but you will need 3 of these. So one side of the tunnel, one the other side of the tunnel, and one for the supporting stones going round the arch of the tunnel. So I've made my second one and cut my portal shape out, so that will be that coming through there, and then a third one where you will need to mark out your stones for the arch. It's best to mark out before you cut it out, because you need that compass point to mark from for the position of your stones. Okay, and I'll cut a groove into this 2mm cardboard. By the way, everything is all 2mm cardboard, and I'll cut grooves 145 that way, 145 that way, to denote the difference in stones, and then cut out the shape which will stick eventually on the front of the portal like that. Not forgetting the oh god, I've forgotten the name of it. What do you the support, the keystone, that's it. not forgetting the larger keystone which goes at the top and is slightly bigger. Okay, so I'll cut these out. You also need a width or depth. So mine, I think it's 2 3/4 inches, something like that. Okay, so that's going to be the road over the top, and then the other portal on the other side like that, and then there will be a support. I don't know what you call this side piece, not gantry. I don't know. I suppose there is a name for it, but that's going to be brick as well. And that will go to the side. So a fairly simple design really. So I'll stick all these bits and pieces together, and I'll come back and we'll start bricking up. So I've glued everything together, put my road on the top, and then filled in the sides, and you will need to fill the bottom in there. Put these fillers in at the bottom, because when you put your actual tunnel walls in, you need a very much thinner card. Just very thin, pliable card, and cut it bigger than you need, so that when it fits in there, it's oversized. Okay, so if you start off with your a hot melt glue gun and just put a bead down there and glue that in, and go around just putting spots all the way around, if you like, just spot welding, and then do the same the other side, and then when it's firmly fixed in place, and then just trim off these outside edges with a very sharp knife. It makes it a lot easier job to do that way, rather than cut it exactly to size. So I'll do that. I've got my front now, cut that out, cut my grooves out for my stones, and that will sit on the front. But I'll put the bricks first and then lay this on top of bricks like so. Okay, so do a bit more. I'll put my tunnel, what would you call it? Tunnel insert. Tunnel insert. Put that on and put the side piece on, and come back and we'll do the next bit. So I put that insert into the tunnel itself and painted that black, and then trimmed off around the edges, and that's made a decent job. To give the thickness of the walls, I've used 1/2" polystyrene with cardboard either side, and then these pieces of card on the top, with the edges chamfered to show that they're a dressed stone going down there and along the top of the wall. And all that remains is for the bricking, and then that put on there as the last thing to do. So I've got my bricks that I've made from, if you're interested, I've made a few videos now how I make my homemade bricks from red tile grout. Very easy to make, and I'll stick those all on the front there and see what it looks like when it's finished. Okay, so stuck my bricks on. Once they're stuck on with PVA glue, and once they're dried, obviously, then I go over with grey tile grout to go in between the bricks to act as the mortar, and then sponge that off with a damp sponge, and you get the brick effect like that. Now, I appreciate for 00 or HO scale size bricks, they would probably need to be even smaller than they are, but not impossible, although a hell of a job to do, sticking individual bricks on for HO gauge. If you do that, you have my deepest sympathies. But for a slightly bigger gauge like this, and I normally work in 1/35 scale, although this is a lot smaller. But it's the principle of the matter. It's how to make a bridge, and you can make any scale you like using this method. I'll just give you a closer look, so you can see how very realistic it looks making brickwork like this. It's better than putting brick paper on. Or if you wanted, you could make your own stone, which would obviously be a little bigger. I mean, these are stones along the top and the road there. So you could make stones and make it up, but that would be a quicker way of doing it. But anyway, thank you very much for watching the video. Please subscribe to the channel, most importantly. Click the notification bell and click the all button, and you will be informed when new videos come along. This is something like 241 videos that I've made in the past, all of ideas of how to model things on a very, very low budget. So all I've used here is a few pieces of 2mm card and a bit of tile grout. That's all. Pennies. Okay, so again, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, I wish you the very best of happy modelling.